Today's fragrances are scents that are actually worth being remembered by, unlike that body spray that you wore back in high school. Don't worry, I did it too.
And what is that?
Smell of success.
Yeah, I had a legitimate collection of Axe, like an actual collection. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're well. Today we're talking about signature scents. So these are the type of fragrances that you would wear often enough that they become synonymous with you, your signature. And when you're picking a signature scent, you really do want something that works for you, whether that's something like Bleu de Chanel that's extremely common, but if it smells amazing, you use it and it works, that's fantastic, or something that's a little more under the radar and niche. Today we're sticking firmly in the designer realm, and everything I talk to you about is gonna be linked in the description below. We're gonna kick things off with Lunar Rosa Black. Obviously from the house of Prada, I think that this is an absolutely fantastic fragrance if you want something that is a little bit more unique smelling compared to the more typical designers out there, but that is still really wearable and has a great compliment factor to it. Obviously you can tell by the look, the name and everything that this is gonna be a fragrance a little better suited for fall and winter use. It's got a nice sweetness to it, extremely appealing, very enticing, magnetic even. It has similarities to the long discontinued Bulgari Black, not Man in Black, but just black. It looked like a little rubber hockey puck, essentially, and Midnight in Paris from Van Cleef & Arpels. So it makes use of tonka, a good amount of it. There's also angelica in here, musk and patchouli. A little bit powdery, but like I said, super sexy, just a fantastic release. And there is one thing about Lunar Rosa Black that could be no thing, but could be something. So I'm sure you guys are aware that there have been a lot of changes when it comes to fragrances here over the past number of years, where things are getting new versions, reformulations, right? Like the new Y Eau de Toilette, the new Aqua de Jo Eau de Toilette, the new Aqua de Jo Eau de Parfum, the new, okay, a lot of new Aqua de Jo's. New Armani Code Eau de Parfum, on and on. A lot of that going on right now. Well, Prada has started to switch up their bottle styles with some of their fragrances. And I noticed something on Lunar Rosa Black and also Lunar Rosa Carbon. And I've actually been talking to iFragrance Official about this. They're trying to like dig into it and see what it is, but I've already purchased a new Lunar Rosa Black and Lunar Rosa Carbon just to check and see. But what I noticed is on Lunar Rosa Black and Carbon, the notes have changed a little bit on Prada's website and also at retailers. Now, the main page for Lunar Rosa Black is still the same. It has the same original note breakdown, but when you go to the comparisons for this fragrance to the other Lunar Rosas, and also when you check on like Macy's and places like that, it shows that this has pink pepper as one of the three main notes, and then also tonka and musk. Now, the interesting thing about that is Lunar Rosa Black, when it was first announced up through now, didn't have pink pepper listed as a note anywhere. And Lunar Rosa Carbon, also the note breakdown has changed, and they have updated the main page for Lunar Rosa Carbon. I think it's geranium that they've added in on that one. So is there a possibility that Lunar Rosa Black and Lunar Rosa Carbon have been changed? Yes, but I don't know how much it has been changed, or even if it has. I just noticed that they went in on the website and also at retailers and updated the note breakdown. And it's coming at a time where, like I said, a lot of changes have been happening. So just be aware of that. I've already purchased Lunar Rosa Black and Carbon full retail. They're on their way to me. So when I get them in, I'll see if the new version smells different than this one. If it does, how much, and I'll make a video. If they're the exact same, then I'll make a post or something and let you guys know as well. I know a lot of information there, but I just wanted you guys to be aware. I wanted you to hear it here first, that there is a possibility, but who knows if it is in actuality or not. The next fragrance that would make a really solid signature scent, Aeros Nim. Now, there is a big deal with the Aeros Nim, and that is, it's hard to find. In the US, it is a pain in the backside. And also, you have fakes flooding eBay of this fragrance. So if you go to eBay, you'll see on one end like $200 or something for this, and then on the other end, you'll see somebody asking like 40. And that's because one person is trying to make as much money as possible by selling this to you, and the other is doing the exact same thing, it's just a fake. Now, I'm not super in love with the opening here. It's not that it smells bad, it's just it doesn't capture my attention in a big way. it's fine. Like this green mandarin kind of vibe, but really it's about the dry down. The dry down here smells much, much, much better, which really is the most important part of the fragrance because that's the part that lasts the longest. So you really want that part to be locked in, you know? And the dry down here is that. It smells really nice. It's got this like caramel facet to it. Very sweet, warm, sexy, but with great versatility. You know, it doesn't go like full bore into like date night only mode. It has more usability than that. Now you can get this one, which is by Lattafa. It's a clone of Aeros Nim, and this is Kayed Al Farsan Untamed. So it's a newer release from Lattafa. It's like 25 bucks or so. I bought mine from Perfume Box, and this one is gonna give you a very similar feel to Aeros Nim. It just kind of goes into that dry down a little bit quicker off my skin as compared to the Aeros. The Aeros lingers a bit longer with this kind of aromatic scent profile off the top. So if you can get this, it would make a really nice signature scent that 99.9% of people in the US at least are not going to be wearing and not going to be owning. But if you don't want to pony up the cash for that or waste time trying to pick it up, you can get this for like 25 and it's going to get the job done too. Now, as I said, I got that from the Perfume Box and I did use my own code when doing so, which you see here. These are a bunch of coupon codes that you can use to save yourself money across different discounters. So if you're shopping designers, niche, clones, whatever, you can use these codes to save yourself some money. 15% off at Gift Express, which is a huge discounter. 5% in free shipping at Maple Prime, 10% at the Perfume Box. And then the JOMASHOP codes, those only work within the JOMASHOP app and they change every quarter, so be aware of that. Next, fragrance CH Passion for Men by Carolina Herrera. This is a fragrance that I thought when it came out, it was gonna last for like 6 months or something and then be hard to find, but you can still pick it up really easily. And it's not too expensive either. It's like in the 60s range, like mid 60s or so. Might find it a little bit more depending on where you're shopping, but you can find it right around there. Whew. Opening smells great. It's got this kind of like pencil-y aspect to it, which I know doesn't sound awesome, but it is, along with a really nice iris note in there, some olibanum woods. You also have a touch of neroli. You have some vanilla as it hits the dry down. Super versatile, very easy to wear, a nice classiness to it as well. You can wear it nearly year round, though middle of summer, probably go for something a little bit fresher, but easily spring, fall, winter, day, night, it will work very well. Also gonna be pretty unique smelling, again, against other designers, so it's gonna give you that scent profile that doesn't blend in as much with other things. Just a really wonderful scent, especially if you do like iris. It's got a great iris in the opening, and then as it transitions into more of like the woodiness in the base and a bit of vanilla in there, that iris kind of lingers in the background, so it's still there, just not quite as prominent. Not quite prominent. You turn, that ain't them growing it now, brother. You turn. Next up, we're going Boss Bottled Absolute. This stuff is fantastic. Assuming that you're really into this type of fragrance. It's not like your, typical blue scent or anything like that. It is more of a fall, wintertime kind of fragrance. Atomizer is trash. At least on this 50 ml size bottle, man, just absolute garbage. But the scent is great. It smells kind of like a designer Carlisle by Parfums de Marly, kind of in that style right there. So really classy. It commands attention. Like, this is the type of scent that you walk into a room, it's gonna project, it's gonna get you noticed. Now, there's a little sweetness in here, but it's more of a resinous kind of sweetness, It's not like a sugary, sweet, bubblegummy sweet. That's not what's going on here. Incense, leather, patchouli, myrrh, and wood, some of the notes that are in the fragrance here. So if you're looking for something that's like really youthful and super sweet, kind of like a clubbing fragrance, that's not really this, but man, does this stuff just smell fantastic. If you would have told me, 4 or 5 years ago that Hugo Boss was gonna be dropping stuff like this in the Boss bottled line, I would have not believed you. But basically with bottled elixir, that's probably where things really started to kind of shift and change with this line. We're gonna keep it a little expensive with the next one, Guilty Elixir by Gucci. Now, when it comes to the Gucci Guilty line, honestly, I think you could go this, you could go Love Edition, the new one, and if you wanted something that's more clean, versatile, a little slightly more standard, the original Gucci Guilty and Gucci Guilty Essence would also work really well. Because the original Guilty and Guilty Essence, which used to be known as Guilty Black, those are fantastic at pulling compliments, pulling attention. And they are unbelievably easy to pull off. Like, those are essentially blue fragrances in the sense of how much you can wear them, like how many situations and stuff. They don't smell like blue fragrances, but you would use them at the same time pretty much. Now, Guilty Elixir, a little higher end, which also means a little higher price, but dude, the quality there is nuts for a designer fragrance. It smells like fully in the niche realm. Like if you took this right here and you poured that into a Parfums de Marly bottle, nobody would bat an eye. And honestly, it's got like a little Parfums de Marly in there. It's kind of like Amouage Reflection Man if it were mixed with Pegasus by Parfums de Marly. So that's the kind of feel it's gonna give you. Another one that you can easily wear to more formal occasions. It's the type of scent that's gonna really elevate whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing. For me, a little bit more of like a spring fall fragrance, but you could easily pull this off during summer and winter as well. Just adjust your sprays as necessary. Really, the only drawback is the bottle size and the price, because that's one that you can't super often find at discounters marked off very much. Actually, a lot of times it's just not even in stock at discounters. You'll search for Guilty Elixir, it'll pull up the ladies version, and this one is nowhere to be seen. Not all the time, I'm just saying with some regularity, that's how this one is. Let's go next, Born in Roma. This one is Coral Fantasy. I think you could get away with a lot of Born in Roma fragrances being a signature scent. The new one, Extra Dose, Born in Roma Intense, Coral Fantasy. Those three would probably be my first choices. Yellow Dream, that one also pretty good. That one's like a really solid kind of mix of like fresh and warm sweet. So you can wear it really easily during the summer, but it's not your more typical summertime type of scent profile. So that one actually could be a pretty solid one too. But this one, Coral Fantasy, red apple off the top, really, really nice. Sweet, a little bit crisp, fresh. Again, it's that balance of freshness and sweetness together that makes this work so well. People dig it, like massive attention grabber. Once again, performance pretty good, not amazing, but good enough. Has tobacco as it dries down, but the tobacco is once again very easygoing, very wearable. So it's a great beginner's tobacco scent. You might say, well, what do you even mean by that? Beginner's tobacco scent? Well, some tobacco fragrances, even in the designer realm, can be a little more difficult to pull off for some people, because depending on how the fragrance is put together, it can have like this smokiness, this overdone smokiness. Sometimes it can be like cigarette ashy, and it can just be not appealing. You know, it's not great. This one, the tobacco kind of stays in the background a little bit as it dries down, and so you can pick it up, but it still has that residual sweetness from the opening and also additional sweetness as it hits the dry down, which keeps it firmly rooted in just like everyday territory. It makes it something where you can dip your toes in without getting something that might be not wearable. Next, I wanna go with the Gentleman. We're gonna go with Boisé this time. Also, I think Reserve Privé and Eau de Toilette Intense could be solid signature scents as well. And then if you want just like a really versatile one that has a little more sweetness to it, a little fresher, a little sweeter, the Eau de Toilette. That one people are gonna peg as like the most boring of the Gentleman line. Again, talking about Gentleman Eau de Toilette, but it's really, really easy to wear. So this one is another kind of three-season fragrance. Fall, winter, spring, once again, daytime or evening, either one. It has iris at the forefront of the fragrance, and it's blended together with a really nice, high-quality woody base. You also have a really nice fresh spiciness off the top, some black pepper, some geranium. You have some cacao through the mid, so that's gonna impart a little bit of sweetness here, but not too much. That way it keeps things really classy, but not so much that it becomes something that you would only wear in a formal occasion. If you love iris, you need to check out the Gentleman line. If for some reason you haven't, because across that lineup before they changed it into Gentleman Society, there's definitely something there that will work for you. And the Society line is pretty good too, but I do prefer just talking about the overall line, Gentleman before Society. But the new Ombre is really good. I got another iris fragrance here, but it's the last one. It's Armani Code Parfum, which blesses us with a magnetic cap. Yeah, when it comes to the Armani fragrances, basically outside of like Stronger With You, they turn the caps magnetic when it hits the magical Parfum concentration. Eau de Toilette, peasant fragrance. No magnets for you. Eau de Parfum, a little better, but you're middle class. No magnets for you. Parfum, ooh. Yes, sir, right this way. The magnets await. That's essentially how Armani approaches it. Even if some of those Parfum flankers are maybe not actually deserving of the magnets. Code Parfum is though, Code Parfum's good. So when you spray this on, actually decently fresh, surprisingly so. Yeah, just like, whew, not at all as dank or dark or heavy as I thought it would be initially. Because, you know, thinking back to the original Armani Code, not that it was hard to pull off or anything, but a lot of people wore that as a night out fragrance. So you're thinking the Parfum, this is gonna be, ooh, you know, it's gonna be a really deep, rich, heavy kind of beast. No, fresh, clean, slightly soapy even. It has an elegance to it, a smoothness to it. The iris that's in there is very well done. It's like airy to an extent, a little bit of sweetness that works in more and more as it dries with tonka. Bit of woodiness as well. Clary sage gives you this faint aromatic touch kind of along the edge that you pick up. Very nicely balanced. Solid longevity, sticks around for a while, but doesn't really scream. You know, it's that kind of fragrance again that has a nice little sophisticated edge to it. So Code Parfum, easy choice. That'd be a great signature scent. You'd be smelling amazing wherever you go. Next up, we're going Terre d'Hermès. This is Eau Intense Vetiver. And once again, like talking a specific line here, like we did with Gentleman, Terre d'Hermès probably has something that'll work for you. Whether it's something like Eau Givre or this or the original Terre d'Hermès, there is a little different flair for you depending on what you're looking for. But by and large, these are fragrances that are decently well known, but aren't worn as much as like Y or Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or Aqua de Jo. This is another one that has good performance, lasts a long time, so you don't have to worry about reapplying over and over again. Obviously there is vetiver in here, it's in the name, Eau Intense Vetiver. You also have citrus, some Sichuan pepper, geranium. It's gonna be one that appeals probably more to middle-aged guys and older because it's not trying to be overly sweet. It's trying to be a little bit more mature, but done in a contemporary, more modern way. It also doesn't have an overt earthiness to it. So the original Terre d'Hermès has more of like a flinty earthiness that can sometimes turn people off. This one has that cleaned up a little bit, so may make it a little bit easier to pull off day to day as a signature scent for some guys. The next one is definitely more fall and winter time, but I have to include it. So it's Mercedes-Benz Club Black, incensey, vanilla, deep, rich, sweet, sexy, bold. I feel like the price to quality ratio here is nuts. It's not very expensive, but it smells absolutely like it is. And again, has great performance as well. It's almost edible. Like the vanilla in here, just fantastic. The last two I'll hit you with just super quick. This one is Offnon. It is Supremacy Collector's Edition. So this one is Absolute Aventus, a clone of Absolute Aventus. And like Absolute Aventus, you can wear it pretty much anywhere, anytime, doesn't matter, day, night, any season. Great performance as well, and the bottle looks super slick. So Absolute Aventus, if you're looking for a clone of that, check that one out. And then Scandal Le Parfum. So Scandal Le Parfum is still sweet. You know, it shares that sweetness, that almost kind of caramel vibe that the original Scandal has, but this one is a little bit more dressed up, a little bit higher market, upper market. Great performance, big attention grabber, and not as worn or well known as some of the fragrances that kind of compete with it. So just a really solid overall choice. All right, guys, there we go. These right here, if you're looking for a signature scent, I know a lot of these are more like fall, winter-ish fragrances, but if you're somewhere where it's air conditioned and you don't overspray, you're fine. But these right here, if you're looking for a signature scent, can be amazing choices for you. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.